What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hasan Piker, and this is Dawson, our broadcast coming to you live from gloomy California, Los Angeles. Once again, we are live. We're live, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is Monday, News Day. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Woo, we are back. Holy moly, we are back. I am here. I am live. I am alive. I am doing the dang thing. I took a 3-day weekend, also known as a weekend for many people. For the average folk, it's also known as a weekend. I took 3 days off. It was crazy. I haven't done that in a very long time. I haven't done that ever since July 11th, 2018. I have not had 3 continuous days off unless I was forced to take 3 continuous days off by getting banned. So it was a big deal. And yeah, I'm technically 3 days late, quiet quitting, all that good stuff. You already know what it is. We're back. We're live. We're better than ever. I feel refreshed. I feel pretty good. I did a almost complete break from the internet when I was gone. In my absence, like I spent very little time online. Unlike in previous like 1 day, 2 day off, moments, I wouldn't fully go offline, but this time I did. And I'm going to tell you all about that in my personal news because this is precisely what I do. I didn't forget how to do this thing. Okay, don't worry. For those of you who don't know, I took 3 days off, also known as a weekend. But the reason why I did that was because it was my brother's bachelor party. My brother's getting married, as you guys know. I'm his best man, and I had to do what best men do. All right, and for that, I set up an incredible weekend journey. Shouts out to the team. Hannah played a big role in that, of course. The Hasan gaming team was obviously working in real time. Hannah was on the 1s and 2s setting up the bachelor party and make sure everything worked out well for these 11 engineers. Well, it was 11 people total, but it was like every single person there was an engineer except for like one other guy. And then me, Will Neff, and my cousin Nezo. Because Murat's an engineer and all of his friends are engineers and they're all just like him. And it was really funny and it was really fun. But yeah, we went to Vegas. I stayed at the Encore and it was crazy. It was a crazy experience. We got like a massive suite for them. I paid for everything, obviously. Duh. And we had a bunch of experiences that we set up. Experiences tailored around Murat's personal interests: flying airplanes, racing trophy trucks, Baja style, jumping trophy trucks off of sand dunes and shooting guns. But yeah, I flew a real plane. I flew a real stunt plane and it was an incredible experience. I got to talk about that. First night we go in, we get dinner. It is what it is. Murat is just like, we got to slam shots. We drink a lot. I'm hungover. Everyone is hungover. Next morning, we wake up at 8 a.m. We get on a shuttle to go and fly a plane. It was incredible. It was, I was worried. Okay. I was definitely worried. And the footage will come out. And when they release the footage, when they send me the footage, I'll send it to you guys as well. No, we weren't drunk. We were just hungover and not feeling great. Okay. Obviously, we were not drunk. But these were real loggable flight hours with the FAA. Like, we just straight up flew these planes. A real stunt plane. This is it. This is what we flew. We did air-to-air dogfighting. This was the thing that we did. It was 30 minutes of flight time, like total. Like, I was in the air flying for 30 minutes, which was incredible. Did you do any aileron rolls and flips? Yes, I did everything. And let me tell you, I was piloting these fucking planes. I'm not even joking. First of all, it just doesn't, the European mind cannot comprehend being able to just like fly a fucking plane out of nowhere, because I assume that there's pesky regulations and restrictions that stop you from doing so. Whereas in the land of commerce, in libertarian paradise, America, the United States of America, specifically in Nevada, but also all around. They do this in like San Diego and shit too. You can just literally fly a plane without a pilot's license, because technically the person that's also on the plane with you, who lets you control the plane, he is a teacher. He's a flight teacher. So I guess there is this like weird space where if you are on a plane with a flight teacher, a certified flight instructor, you can literally just fly the goddamn plane yourself, which is crazy. It is a crazy, crazy situation. I don't understand how this is. I guess maybe it's just like an unexplored area. Maybe it's just like paywalled by design. So that's why they don't, like, most people don't do that. That's a learner. That's pretty much possible anywhere. Okay, but I don't know how you're able to do this without any prior flight experience whatsoever. Like, I suspect that there's got to be, with a flight instructor, you have to at least have like prior flight experience, right? Did your simulator experience kick in? No, this was so totally different, because I will tell you this. So this is the fucking plane. Okay. It's not very big. It's not a very big plane. The scariest moment for me was when we lifted off, when we left the airfield and we were flying and we're going up to like 5,000 feet, right? And there's 3 other planes ahead of us. And these are all stunt planes. These are planes specifically designed to do stunts, so they can just like, they can do more than what a fighter jet can do. Basically, it's not as fast, I don't think, but it's like they are designed specifically for stunts. So they're designed to stall, for example. Like if you crank it too hard, it stalls, but it's fine. You can recover it, all this stuff, like heavy G turns. When we were flying up, there was a moment where I looked around, because you can see everything, right? Because it's like, right, this is all open. I was looking around. I was looking up, maybe like 1,000 feet above, or a couple hundred feet above me were the 3 other planes. And I was looking down and I thought to myself, oh my God, I am currently in a fucking bicycle. Like, I'm in a motorcycle in the air. How is this even possible? Okay. I'm literally floating in the air. It doesn't feel the same as like being on a plane. Okay. I have no fear of flight. I don't really have any fear of heights either, but it's the difference between not having a fear of heights and then going up to a skyscraper with like one of those like glass box, with the glass box where you can like look down and see under your feet, the ground super far away. You can like barely make out people like ants. It's kind of like that. I'll tell you this much. That was the terrifying experience. When we first were flying up and we hit turbulence, and when you hit turbulence in one of these bad boys, let me tell you, you fucking feel it. Okay. If you've ever been inside of a Cessna and you've hit turbulence inside of a Cessna, you're probably already aware of this to a certain degree. When you hit turbulence in this, it is the most terrifying experience. You just drop. You just straight up go boop. We hit turbulence a little bit and I got like definitely very scared. I was like, there is nothing holding us up. I can hear you screaming in the head. No. I was super cool, calm, and collected because I was being recorded the entire time, so I had to be. Okay. But basically, in my mind, I was thinking, we are being held together by will. Okay. It literally felt like we were just floating in the air by pure magic. I've never felt that before in my life. When I was like looking around, we get to formation, all 4 of us, and then everyone does like a cross, like a barrel roll, and then goes underneath the formation one by one. And the moment that we did that barrel roll, that was when I was like, oh, okay, this is fine. This is actually not scary at all. Because once I did the barrel roll, I was like, oh, this is actually awesome. I'm totally in. I'm totally locked in. The scariest part about the entire experience, like I said, was the turbulence. And when I first took flight, once I did the barrel roll, I was like, oh, this is the most, I'm in, I'm locked in, I can do this. What's really interesting about all of that, what's really interesting about this experience overall is that, like, obviously it was yet another thing where I was like nervous to do it at first. And I was just like, ugh, I don't want to do this, blah, blah, blah. They do the whole, instructor training, and they talk about like G-force and what the G-force is supposed to do to your body. And I'm sure you guys have seen those videos of people's like face getting sucked in and then they just like pass out because they can't, the human mind and body is not capable of dealing with G-force to that degree, because you become, 10x or 100x the weight that you actually are. So like if you're 200 pounds and you're doing 10 Gs, you're literally 10x. So you're 10xing your weight. You all of a sudden have 10 times the gravity. That's what it is. 1G is like 1 gravity unit. So if you're 200 pounds in 1G in the normal world, when you're at 10G, you are literally 10 times the weight. So you're 2,000 pounds. And I'm pretty sure like once you get up to a certain level, you pass out because your blood circulation, unless you've trained, the human body is incapable of hitting anything past like a certain point without losing their grip on reality. There's no more like blood rushing to your brain, and it literally cuts off the oxygen to your brain, and you basically start passing out. Most people pass out at 7 or 8G. I hit 7G. I did not pass out, for the record. And I did it on my own. And I'm going to tell you about this because this is also totally separate from person to person. Every individual has a unique experience with this. Some people can't handle G. Some people can't handle like the flips and stuff. Like they get motion sickness. I don't know why. This was like sumo Hasan. If you guys remember when I just like locked in when I was sumo wrestling for the first time and it just felt organic. I swear to God, it fucking felt organic when I was flying this thing. I don't know how. I don't know why. Basically, what the moment that you go up there, they line you up, right? You're supposed to do dogfighting in the air, and it's like laser tag. The yoke has a trigger on it. Once you pull the trigger on the yoke, if you have the bead on the other plane, and you're only supposed to do it from behind. You're not supposed to do like head to head because obviously that could potentially do a collision, and you're not even supposed to do that in real world combat anyway, or at least that's the way they explain it. So like the goal is always to get behind the other person, and have them on your sights, and then pull the trigger. And when you pull the trigger, if you actually successfully hit them, their plane will emit a cloud of smoke. Like it just like releases a little bit of smoke. It like auto triggers. It's a smoke pop. And then they simulate a downing by doing a barrel roll, all the stuff. So we got up there, you line up and you do a pass by. And then after you do a pass by, the pilot says 3, 2, 1, you have the controls. So basically, once you have the controls, you're controlling the plane. Like that's it. That's you. You're just flying the plane, and you can do whatever you want. You try to hit a hard right or a hard left. You try to do a barrel roll. You do some evasive maneuvering, and then you try to get behind the other person's plane, and then you literally fucking try to hit them. It was incredible. The moment that you crank that yoke, you pull it back, and you go above, and you hit, and you see like the G-force on the there's like a odometer thing in front of you, and you just feel it. It is an incredible experience. I don't know how to describe it, but it was I guess I'm a adrenaline junkie to a certain degree now. Who got the highest G-force? I don't know. I think like if you ask, they can hit 10. They can hit 10 for you if you want. I said no, I didn't want that. But I personally hit 7. But we'll see all of that in the video with all the details and all the data because they send it to you. They haven't sent it yet. I won my dogfights. I won 2. I lost 1. It was 3 dogfights, and my opponent actually bailed after the second one anyway. It was an incredible experience overall, straight up. Will was dying. Will is not built for flight. He's very capable of doing stuff with his own body as long as he's like in control, but he very openly was like, this is not for me. I'm only doing this because I love you, Murat. It's fine. Like he did not want to do this. We forced his ass, and he was not having a good time. I realized that like for me, I get discombobulated easy when I'm in a pool and I flip, and I have no like cognizance of like where I'm at, like what the ground is and what the air is, you know, when I'm upside down and shit like that. So I was a little bit worried about that. I don't like being upside down. But when I was in the air and I had a target that I was trying to follow, that made things a lot easier for me because I was just locked in on trying to find where the fucking target is. And I wasn't thinking about anything else. I wasn't thinking about like cranking the yoke and then like what kind of impact that has on me. So whenever there's like I've realized when there's an actual target that I have to follow, then it was much easier, you know, just locked in, and I did the damn thing. That was an incredible experience. But then after that, it was everything else was just like, there was a lot of drinking. There was a lot of eating. I ate so much. I'm actually on a 48-hour fast right now. I've been fasting since Saturday night. Basically, I went to bed early Saturday night, and then Sunday we went and we raced Baja cars, like trophy trucks. For those of you who don't know, this is what a trophy truck is. This was a very Murat experience. Yeah, these are trophy trucks. They're basically like Ford Raptors, but specifically designed for like jumping sand dunes and things like that. I've been doing like a water and coffee fast for the past like 48 hours at this point, since like Saturday night. So not 48 hours, I guess. Wait, almost 48 hours. But I'll be eating later today. I'll be finally eating a little bit later today. And I haven't even felt bad. I actually feel pretty fucking awesome. And I've worked out. That is the most bro trip, Lamau. Exactly. Also, shouts out to Spearmint Rhino. So many Hasan heads that worked there did not realize it was like that. Lots of strippers. Lots of strippers also happen to be fans. So, I don't know if you guys are in here in the chat right now. I don't know if you like watch in the mornings or whatever, but that was crazy as well. That was a crazy experience too. Will you fly again? I might fly again. I might actually do it again because it was definitely a lot of fun. I don't know. Maybe I'm a adrenaline junkie because like I realized I was thinking about this because my brother is doing flight, like actual flight school, and he also drives motorcycles, and I constantly get on his ass about this. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You're like about to get married. You're going to have kids one day. Like, what's wrong with you? You have so much to live for, and you're just like kind of throwing it around. And he was like, dude, you're the last person who can criticize me on this. Your job by design puts you in harm's way every single fucking day. Like, you're calling me an adrenaline junkie. You're a fucking adrenaline junkie. And I had never thought about it that way because I'm like constantly sitting here. So in my mind, I'm like, adrenaline junkies. No, that's when you like jump off of a fucking bridge and you do bungee jumping or skydiving. I had not considered that, like, going to a protest and getting fucking shot at is also adrenaline junkie behavior, which I still think is not, because it's my job. You know what I mean? It's I guess it kind of is in some way. Protest the bungee pipeline. Yeah, I mean, my point is I do enjoy going out to protests and things like that. And I do enjoy how alive I feel when I go outside and am in a contentious situation, in a scary situation that maybe other people might not feel so comfortable being in. You were a little excited at being shot at, though. I mean, it's fine. It's not that exciting. Oh, Will was adamant about going and watching this show called Awakening, and I thought it was going to be corny and cheesy, and I I'm not like a big theater boy, but we went and we watched it, and it was actually pretty good.
I swear to you, the funniest person, Hasan didn't take edibles. He's the only one who didn't take edibles. But we were all there, and Hasan's like, I'm going to fall asleep, dude. I'm going to fall asleep, dude. I'm going to fall asleep. 20 minutes in, this fake-ass, real theater kid, don't let him tell you anything else. He's got the theater in his fucking heart, in the cockles of his soul. Dude, he's in there going, no, dude, I'm going to fall asleep. 20 minutes in, this was him. And he just kept going, I'm awoken, dude. I'm awoken.
It was great.
Dude, Awakening was phenomenal.
It was. It really was. It was amazing. And we had a great time. I didn't even do any drugs for it, and I still had a great time, honestly. I was awoke as heck. Awakening. The Awakening one was also great because, like, it kind of made me sad a little bit, but it was also a great show in general. I didn't think it was going to be that great. I've done the Cirque du Soleil one, the very famous one. I think it's like OSHA or something. I forget what it's called. Maybe named OSHA after all the violations that it has for Cirque du Soleil, the Cirque du Soleil dancers that go through these like, oh, sorry, it's not OSHA, it's O. I've watched that one before with my mom and dad, and that one is like crazy. The stunts are crazy and whatever. Awakening was more like technical. It was more, costume design was incredible in Awakening. The production was incredible on the Awakening one. But the dialogue was a little bit corny, but it doesn't matter. It was great. There was a little bit of like magic. There was a lot of light shows and things of that nature, but I really enjoyed it. I really, really, really enjoyed it. So It was great. I told Will he needs to watch O if he liked Awakening that much though, because he would have loved O. Damn, sounds like a perfect Vegas trip. Yeah, perfect Vegas trip. Lost a shit ton of money gambling, obviously, as always. And I didn't even get to gamble that much. I played poker for the first time ever. I didn't really like it that much because I'm a real degenerate. Here's the problem, okay? I'm a real degenerate, right? So as a real degenerate, I have to see the cards, the river. I always want to see what the cards are in the river. So like I have to fucking play even if my hands are ass. Even if my hand is ass, I have to keep playing. And I know I'm not supposed to do that, but like my curiosity always gets the best of me. And I always chase the river. I'll have a 2-7 and I'll still want to chase the river. I'm like, come on. What if there's like 3 7s in there? You know what I mean? What if the dealer pulls out 3 7s? Think about how fun that would be. That's not a real strategy. I know, man. It's because I'm bad. I'm bad at poker and I am a bad gambler. With the exception of blackjack where I do play the book and I always lose regardless because I play the book, I always lose. I'm Mr. 12. I'm always 12 with the dealer showing a face card every time. Back to back to back. I'm Mr. The dealer pulls out 7 cards to get to 21. I'm Mr. Dealer has a dealer showing a 13 and you're looking at a bust, but it never comes and you end up dying because the dealer somehow figures out a way to pull a fucking 21 out of nowhere. It's just how it is. And I know, and I would rather be who I am and be fortunate in the other aspects of my life and just like be bad at gambling. You know what I mean? I'm happy. I'm content. For me, especially, gambling is not to make money. Some people do that. Some people think that they can just like make money gambling. That's not a thing. Okay. Unless you're like a pure degenerate and are weirdly autistic enough to be able to just like both count cards, but also simultaneously not get caught by the casino somehow.